What's going on, YouTube? You got Nightcrawler 810 coming to you out of Fort Worth, Texas, by way of Flint, Michigan. Been here about 6 years. So, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go ahead and do my introductory video for my Dodge Charger. I got a 2016 Dodge Charger SXT Plus. So, what I did today was I had some tires put on my car with the discount tires on Alta Mesa out here in Fort Worth. And if you have a Charger V6 or whatever the case may be, more than likely your stock tires are going to be 245, 45, 20. So I originally wanted to go with the 275, 45, 20s, but unfortunately I would have had to have gotten the SRT rims for that, and I wasn't going to do all that. So I went with the biggest size I could put onto these stock rims, and I got 265, 45, 20s. Now if you look at it, you can see that it did close the wheel well gap a little bit without me having to lower the suspension or go with a lowering kit. Also, what I did with this is I did get rid of my my stock rotors and pads and calipers and all that. Part of that reasoning was that when I bought these slotted rotors from Summit Racing out here in Arlington, or out there in Arlington, I didn't know that my stock caliper was not going to fit on there. So instead of taking the rotors back, I went on ahead and just replaced the calipers and the caliper brackets. So you see what I'm rolling with right there. I went with the Toyos out of discount. They ran me about $189, around about that range a piece. So, and I also replaced all my wheel sensors, but unfortunately these motherfuckers haven't calibrated yet. So again, I'm gonna, in this video, I'm gonna pretty much tell you what all I have already did to it. My car is still stock. I did get the windows tinted about 3 weeks ago, so I can get rid of the fishbowl look. On the front, when you replace the calipers on the front, you go from a single piston caliper to a dual piston calipers. These actually are the RTs, caliper and brake calipers and brake caliper brackets. Slotted on the front as well too. Let's see, engine compartment, we have the 3.6 VVT Pentastar. I went with a K&M air filter on this. Pretty much just clean it up a little bit. I ain't do all that drastic wiping it down, but didn't want to show you a dirty engine compartment. Can't really see my lights from back here because the sun is glaring into it, but I do have Oracle lightings. I have the reds on right now. Just going around the vehicle, you know, just giving you a general idea. I do have to replace my trunk. Had a little issue back in Michigan a couple of months ago, and we're gonna get that fixed here eventually. That's why I haven't went with the wicker bill for my spoiler, because I wanted to get my trunk replaced. Once I get that done, I go ahead and throw the wicker bill on there. So at this point, we'll bring it to the inside of the vehicle. Not really clean up in here, but for the most part, I am running the Diablo sports tuner on here, and I do have the pedal box on my vehicle as well. And I'll put this up here for a little bit. So just for the most part, a little bit about myself. I do have a second channel. Both channels are pretty much fairly new, with the exception of my trucker channel. But I haven't really had any activity on that from me beginning it, I think about a couple of years ago and whatnot. So with that being said, other than that, my videos that you have seen on YouTube that I posted within the last couple of days are pretty much raw footage, just like this is raw footage. I haven't gotten into the editing part of actually having a more decent introductory style coming to you guys. But I do follow Hemi Life 44. I follow Living with Mozzie, and I also follow Scat Pack Black. Those guys are all out of the Dallas area. Haven't met up with them personally, but I've been trying to catch those guys. Hopefully, with me starting my own channel, these guys will reach out to me. I can finally catch them where they meet up at out there in Dallas. I've chased them through at least 2 car meetings trying to find them, but always was coming up short. But aside of that, my car basically is still stock. I did do the change the calipers and all that because I do need that braking power. I went with the bigger size on the tires because of the fact that I was exceeding my speed rating for the tires that are stocked on here. And just as well, I was already exceeding the speed rating even before I had the Diablo tuner put on here on my brakes. So you know, you get all that vibration once you get up to 120 and start trying to slow down and can't really slow down. But other than that, guys, just a little bit nervous coming to you guys and giving this to you, you know, for the first time. I hope to have more subscribers in the future, but I understand, hey, I'm just starting out. My content really isn't there just yet, but you know, watching all the guys and everything that guys have been doing to their cars, I have a lot of things in store. I don't have any sponsorships, so of course all this stuff is going to be coming out of my pocket. And fortunately, you know, I've been able to do this and that here and there, and I'm satisfied with what I have right now at this moment. A little bit by myself. Like I said, I'm originally from Flint, Michigan, but that's why you see the Nightcrawler 810. The 810 is the area code for Michigan. Nightcrawler was a nickname given to me when I was in the Marines. Served 4 years active, 4 years inactive. It's a little bit of a story behind that, but once I get a little bit more acclimated with this YouTube, and at a later time, I might divulge and give you the backstory to that. So other than that, you know, guys, when you see my videos on YouTube, I'm just pretty much doing what I call spirited driving. So understandably, I know what my car capabilities are, and I know what they aren't. So I wouldn't come to you with any kind of content, you know, that would be misleading. I do let people know that, you know, it's a V6, you know what I mean? And when you're looking at SRTs and the 392s, the Hellcats, Scat Packs, you're still just not there yet. So I do have a plan. I would say within the next year and a half, I will go ahead and go with a supercharger on here. And I know a lot of guys are just like, you know, you're going to be putting so much money into this vehicle. Why not just go ahead and get you a car with a Hemi, get you a Hellcat, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to be the most realist person when I say this. Everybody credit ain't there, okay, for whatever reasons. It's just not there. When I got this car originally, my credit wasn't really horrible, but it definitely wasn't good. And unfortunately, I've gotten into the people that financed my car put me into a fucked up finance. But at the time, it was worth it. Even to this day, I still feel like it's worth it because I needed another vehicle, and this was the closest to what I could have gotten, and I love this car to death. So why not invest in what you already have? I'm not worried about a warranty at this point, but needless to say, this car has held up great. I haven't had no problem with this car, and I got this car in 2016. Not none. So yeah, I'm out here on this highway, and you know, I'm you know, playing with these other Chargers and RTs and all that sort of whatnot, and yeah, at 120, that's all you're gonna do. And when those guys are pulling away from you, it's a little, I want to say it's a little bit embarrassing and disheartening, but at the same time, you know what you're dealing with. So that's why I went with the Diablo Sports Tuner. I remember when I was doing my research on the Diablo Sports Tuner, I was not getting the kind of feedback that I was expecting, and I was only asking one question. And the one question I was asking was, does it get rid of the governor? And for some reason, nobody would answer that. So I'm going to answer it. Yes, it does. So far, I've had my car up to about 142. And that's not saying that it couldn't go no faster than that. You have to also understand that you're dealing with traffic, you know, so you get up to that kind of speed. And before that, I didn't even have my brakes and stuff redid. So a little bit kind of eerie, you know, when hitting anything higher than that, but you coming up on traffic so fast that you got to be smart. So a lot of my videos you see, I'm out here, you know, playing around with some of these other faster vehicles, and you'll see me just sit back for a little bit, because if you pay attention to my videos, that little beeping noise that you hear, that is my radar detector. I run a Cobra radar detector in here. It's an IRAD, and I love it, but it still has bugs to be worked out, and that's why whenever I get certain alerts, I just keep it, you know, I keep it simple. And plus I know what areas I'm in as well too, you know, so I'm not going to put myself and my license at risk, because I am a CDL holder, you know, out here, you know, trying to do too much within the space that I have, and for the most part in the areas that I'm driving in. So, but I love the Diablo Sports Tuner. It is everything that I had expectations for, and it gives me so much of a variety to be able to do certain custom tunes aside of the Diablo tune that I run on here. I do run premium gas in this vehicle because that is the preferred octane that is needed for this this tune. Like I said before, I'm not sure if I showed it, but I'll show it again. I do have the pedal box on this vehicle, and trust me, it does make a big difference. But I will answer the question for you guys. It does not give you more power. It just gives you more response onto your accelerating pedal. So that was all that I needed, because if you notice that when you're hitting on the gas or whatnot, there's that little bit of a lag or delayed response to it getting in and, you know, feeling a little bit of the power that you have unlocked with your Diablo Sports Tuner. So I did get that, and actually what was one of the major factors to push me towards that way was Hemi44. He has a discount code that he uses, or that he has his subscribers use, so that when they purchase their pedal box, they can get a little bit of a kickback, you know what I'm saying, or however that works. So for me, it's beneficial to try to link up with other YouTubers. You guys are awesome out there. I love the content that you guys are putting out there because it's helpful. And then you make it known. Hey, don't just take my word for it. You know, go out there and do your own research and find these answers out. And that's pretty much what I did. I did my own DRL lights on my vehicle. I broke them down, and I broke them apart. Unfortunately, with one of my lights, my car was in an accident. So when I went to go pick my vehicle up, that headlight that had the DRLs in there, they had put it in the back, and I had a brand new headlight over here. So I had to take that one back home, bust that one apart, and switch the DRLs over on that one. And like I said before, I'm still going to have those redone because Oracle Lighting, I'm going to go ahead and say this, they may not like it, but the quality of their products is not to my satisfaction. So what I plan on doing is just either ordering 2 more headlights, send them out to a custom shop out here in DFW, and have them install it, and then put it onto my vehicle. So I do want my stuff to be as perfect as possible. But I will say this, you know what I mean, if you get a good product, that you can pretty much do a lot of this stuff on your own. And that's the route that I'm going with the exception of that supercharger. I would not try to put that on myself. I want to make sure that I have somebody professionally put it on. But like I said, that's 1.5 years to almost 2 years from now. I got other projects that I want to be working on, and just being smart about the money that I make and how I spend it. You know, I got 2 kids in college, and I got 1 son that's still in high school. So I can't be too selfish with this car in regards to me trying to compete and keep up with some of you faster drivers. So, but I do want this video to get out to Hemi Life 44. I don't want you guys to be discriminating against me because I am in a V6. Trust and believe, I'm making sure that I'm making all the changes to my vehicle, that I can come out there and hang out with you guys a little bit, and and display what I'm doing. So with that being said, I welcome you all to my channel, and I thank you for taking the time to listen to me as I introduce myself and my vehicle to the YouTube world. And like I said before, you will be having way more content coming from me in the future. God bless, and like I said before, protect yourself out here, and I'll catch you on the next end.